Quick disclaimer before I start the video. These videos will be coming out every 7 to 12 days unless I have a big project on, like a song or animatic, in which case I will tell you beforehand and it'll take however long it takes. Also, I have a dog. Dog reveal. Woo. He is cute. Okay, on with the video. First of all, the first thing we were talking about today is Krow just in general, both his physiologically and his mental state. Second thing will be Sylvia, and both his illness and well his mental state as well. We'll be talking about this person here, the one that killed Ash, who has connections elsewhere in the plot actually, that I don't think very many people have realized because you have to look very closely to see them. And finally, we are going to be talking about this little guy who died. Yeah. Anyway, we will be starting off with Krow. Krow has about as many issues as a Weka, meaning big number. So I thought, well, what's the reason for this? I haven't watched Burning Memory because I just haven't gotten around to it. But I can assume that either in this or in Before He Came to the Maze, he lost someone dear to him and close to him because he wasn't strong enough. So he now, or maybe that they weren't strong enough, he now sees people being weak as them dying, so he sees it as a mercy to kill them beforehand, because he thinks if he does that, they will not die in as a painful way. He sees it as a mercy to do that, whereas we know that being weak doesn't necessarily mean you die. He also most likely thinks that being weak makes you a liability to the others, because Krow was obviously hurt emotionally after this person died, so therefore saw them as a liability afterwards, because they were something that hurt them and could hurt them quite easily. And he thinks that makes people weaker, which, as we described, is bad in his eyes. I don't know who this person could be. It could be a family member, a loved one, a friend, anybody, but I think this is likely where this comes from. Also, can we please take note that the two youngest people on the server canonically are also, like, the two with the most issues? Anyway, I said I was going to talk about Krow's physiology, and yeah, I don't think they have red hair dye in the maze. I'm just going to make a wild guess here. Also, Crow's official artwork shows him with horns, but these horns are either not present or very small on his skin. Now, this picture of him would have been a picture from him from before he entered the whole maze and all that. So therefore, he would have had horns before he came in, or maybe he had horns until the people, first clearing, I guess, people found him. He could have cut his horns off in an act of self-punishment for not being able to save this person that I mentioned earlier, that either he or they weren't strong enough to save. And this was likely after a Burning Memory and when Clearing 2 got attacked by the Griever, because it's been stated multiple times that Krow was not like this beforehand. But I have no idea. Now, Sylvia's disease is a bit strange. It makes him, like, vomit this Hollow Knight looking void thing out of his mouth. The only thing that I could find is your vomit may appear black if the blood has been oxidized by the acid in your stomach. The iron in your blood turns brown to black with time. Since the blood is no longer bright red, it means the bleeding has either stopped or is only happening in a small area. This could be it, or it could be something completely different, because most of these diseases that I've found that causes people to vomit black are very quickly deadly, and he's had this for a while, and he's not dead yet, so it's probably something without a real-world equivalent, or this is showing symptoms very similar to the zombie disease we saw in the original Maze Runner. They had, like, black stuff coming out of their mouth, they had, like, black veins, they would feel weaker beforehand, so that could also be it. Also, I said I would be talking about a bit about Sylve's psyche. Since day one, Sylve has been like a bit off, I guess. I don't want to say character Sylve was exactly sick in the head, but so Sylve may have a condition known as BPD. This is character Sylve, of course. Borderline in personality disorder. It is a condition that heightens emotions and sometimes causes poor self-image and impulsive behavior. So it basically means that character Sylve has no middle ground. He may have a mild version of this, because he does have some middle ground emotion, but essentially someone with BPD, if they feel happy, they'll feel like sarcastic, and if they feel sad, they will basically feel depressed. So the other option is that Sylve has character Sylve, I'm talking about still, ADHD, which can also magnify emotions, but just making guesses here. Next thing is this person. Okay, this person here's thing above their name, their username is Dot. You know who killed Squidney? Dot. Now, they could just be doing this for the sake of convenience. And once again, I'm taking up the argument that if you're going to use something for convenience, you might as well make it into law. So, this person may be a person that hive minds every griever. I'm not sure why they would do this, but they may, along with Ash, or like controlled what the griever did in Sector 1, or what all the grievers altogether did. They may be just a total hive mind that controls everything, but I don't know. This person may also have been the warman that we saw earlier. Like, it may not have been Ash, is what I'm saying. The one that communicated with them is almost certainly Ash, but the ones that Sylvia's just seen or whatever may not be Ash. He may have seen one and talked to another and talked to Ash where he'd just seen this person. Because this person has a much darker skin and matches some of the far-off screenshots that we can get from Warman. On any stream, really. We never, even if I take the closest screenshot I can, before we see Ash just in that way there, I've never seen the red hair. And finally, we're going to move on to this person. This person here, this book says, they got stuck there. They crawled in and they could not get out. And then they died from hunger, thirst. More likely thirst, I'm saying, because thirst takes quicker to kill you. The reason why I'm saying thirst is that they say, the others can't hear me. This sprouted two theories. One, this part was connected to Maze 2 earlier. The maze shifted and put this little passageway and made it accessible to the clearing. This was probably a glitch on the maze's part, because why would they give them another entry? But that means theoretically, more entries and ways out could appear throughout time, and that means the way out may not even exist yet. And that would be why they couldn't hear them, of course, because they were in the maze. And my second theory is, this was still here, but this person just died of thirst, because as soon as this person went missing, right, people would have gone and looked for them. Because, oh my goodness, someone went missing. Oh my god, where are they? But even though this part of the glade is secluded, someone would have come over there eventually to check. But since nobody did, this makes me suspect that perhaps this person was already very near dead. Or perhaps everybody in the glade died soon after this person crawled in here. This person could... Remember in the first episode of Theory Crafting, where I talked about that big skeleton under the thing and how it could have wiped out the entire first group? Perhaps this person crawled in there to escape it. But everybody died to this thing, so nobody was there to get them out, and they just died of thirst. I don't know whether this is correct or not, but it's quite morbid. But no concrete proof. Anyway, thanks for watching. There'll be another one of these 7 to 12 weeks. Probably won't be too much during February because I got a song to work on for AFO. Hope we'll be releasing a better version of that later, like one that actually has layering. But that's all from me. Bye. See you guys later.